was taken aside by the military leaders here in Egypt at 7 o'clock local time and quietly told that the game was up, that he wouldn't engage in a national dialogue guided by the armed forces, that he hadn't done the job that they expected of him, that in the last 6 months he'd started pounding an agenda that many people felt was unacceptable, and now they have to accept that that is over. No violence, no clashes with anti-Morsy demonstrators, because they are surrounded by soldiers, because the army have sealed off entrances to the buildings. They've put barricades around the areas where they've been protesting. They have locked them down so that they have to take the news and soak it up and maintain peace on the streets of Cairo. All they can do now is listen to the protestations of their own leadership. The noise here in Tahrir Square can be easily described as deafening. These people will now cheer for an unspecified period of time. There is plenty of energy left in this crowd and the others around Cairo and Alexandria and Suez and all the other cities where these demonstrations have been running now for 5 days. A determination that the Egyptians have learned, for better or for worse, is that if they are not happy, they can take to the streets and people will listen.
That's how it's done.
Egyptian politics has never seen anything like this before. Overlooking this extraordinary sight, our Foreign Affairs Editor Tim Marshall, also soaking up the atmosphere and the extraordinary energy behind the response to that announcement confirmed on state television by a man in uniform.
Wow, it's a beautiful sight.
But announcing that he was facilitating a new takeover. Quite extraordinary. Unheard of in the Middle East.
It is another transition. It is still part of the democratic process, even though it's a coup d'etat which is deeply anti-democratic. The army is arguing the will of the people was shown, and here is the will of what does seem to be a majority of the Egyptian people. That's the presidential palace we're looking at now. These scenes being repeated, as you said, up and down the Nile Delta in the second city, Alexandria. And I was struck when we saw the general coming onto the television. This was a man appointed.
Egypt knows that the American people are with them, that we're not behind our president in supporting the terrorist Muslim Brotherhood.
He spoke with the flags of the various branches of the military. Again, the message: the military is united. To his far left, we saw Muhammad al-Badai sitting. To his far right, we saw the head of the Coptic Church in this country, who leads 12 million Christians, and next to him, Dr. Tayyib, the de facto leader of the Middle East Sunni Muslims, the highest